There are a lot of loans in the world, and there's a lot of remodeling, renovation, rehab loans, whatever you want to call them. There are options for that. In this video in particular, we're going to cover some of the more obscure ones. I will be completely transparent. These are things that I most likely will not do. If you call me up and say, Mark, I need to do one of these, I will be reaching out to a number of friends I have at local banks. I will be reaching out to a number of friends in the industry, even internally at our company, because I know there are folks that do these things. But for what I'm about to mention, if you want one of these programs, chances are it's fairly, with some exception, I'll explain in a second. These are not fairly common. So that's why I just say, like, reach out to us. We're always going to try to help you any way we can. Even if we don't do the mortgage, we're going to point you in the right direction to make sure you're not getting, you're not going in the wrong direction or getting hosed by someone, somebody not doing their job right. But at the end of the day, renovation loans, check it out. Somewhere around here, there's a link to talk about the normal stuff: the Fannie Mae, the Freddie Mac, the 203K, FHA, VA, USDA, like jumbo. We got all those. We do really well. The things I'm talking about, like the HUD Title I property improvement loan, um, just again, for whatever reason, it's just not something that's in our house. A lot of times little banks can do, I say little, just meaning like the more local type banks. We can maybe find somebody. I think I sent somebody, I know I did. I sent somebody over to a different bank that closed. USDA, I mentioned that being one of the normal. We do a lot of USDA loans. We just don't do the USDA, what they call it, like the repairs and loans and grants, whatever it is, like the renovation part of USDA. We just don't do that. And that's okay. We're not all things to people. So that's one of those. I got to be honest, I don't even know where to send you for that one. Um, Energy efficient mortgages. We can technically do those. A lot of times I would recommend against it. We see a lot of those for like solar panels when somebody wants to put that on their house. I mean, I'd really caution against that. More often than not, I don't think that ends up well. That's a professional and personal opinion. I do know. So I got a buddy that's got one a long time ago, and he's going to be in the house till he dies, I bet. So for him, I'm sure it'll work out great. But the majority of times, I just don't see it. So we don't do a lot of those. We do a lot of reverse mortgages, so that's not one I'd say in there, but that's more for like cash out stuff. So if somebody wants to do that out, man, I'm like, that's not really a renovation loan, so that doesn't count. And then really like that's kind of it for the renovation stuff that are just kind of the unique ones that if you say, man, I got to do a HUD Title I property improvement home loan or whatever it's called, loan program, or the USDA or the EEMs, the energy efficient mortgages. It's just that's not our wheelhouse. And a lot of times you might find alternatives to doing a rehab loan. A lot of times maybe you borrow the money from yourself or you do something, or maybe you can get like a HELOC or a cash out or the reverse mortgage we talked about. Those are good alternatives, but those aren't home improvement loans. They're not renovation, they're not home improvement. They are cash out loans. Those three: the HELOC, the cash out, or the reverse mortgage. So hopefully that gives you some context as to why we don't cover those in greater depth here or anywhere else. And again, if you have questions, the Mortgage Mark team is here to help you. We'll answer any and all your questions, even if we don't do the loans. We want to make sure you're taking good care of him. And because ultimately that's good karma, right? You tell your friends and more, they tell their friends, and all of a sudden we're doing every loan in the world. I'd love that. But if you do have questions, reach out to us. And as always, you know the tagline, as always, when you think mortgage, think Mark.